there. Settle the fuck down, you stupid inbred idiots. Like
Yeah.
we are gonna get to the next arc.
Alright, dude. Alright.
Look at that.
Fuck it. Fuck off.
Wow.
But
Pretty.
yeah, whoa, that's so cool. Oh.
Shout out Nintendo.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Earlier today, I went on the website and put it in my shopping cart. I didn't buy it though. I didn't buy it. I was just like, oh, but
See,
there's a Pro controller coming out this month when the game comes out.
Oh, there is.
It's not out yet. You can't buy it yet, but I thought that would be funny. Where like I would just buy that, and I would be like, well, I don't have the Switch, but it's $80. Like, of course. It's annoying to me.
That's gross.
It's annoying to me that Nintendo property AAA titles are always at least $60. Like when they go on sale, they go on sale for $5 off. Like, oh, $54.99. Oh, it's a steal. It's like, what the fuck?
So, I looked this up because I was interested. Most Nintendo games have been consistent across the board at being like at minimum $50 on release. There are some $40 exceptions, or like obviously the AAA title stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like 50, and then it inched up to even back in the N64 days, there were some that were $60 on release.
Oh, really? Oh, you're talking about back in the day. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But like, dude,
oh, like Pokemon. Yeah.
Nowadays, like everything is inching like $70, and like I'm not too worried on the Nintendo side, right? Because like
you'll buy 1 out of 12 games. You'll buy 1 out of like 20 games.
Right.
But on the
like,
PS5, you're gonna want everything.
Right. Also, my thing is like, I trust Nintendo. If they give us a $70 game and it's AAA, it'll be done. It'll be done, right? It'll be a completed game. Right. Yeah. Whereas, you know, there's the stuff that was going on with the
Survivor.
Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You're gonna release a $70 game and it's gonna be this shit. Like.
Yeah, dude. Jedi Survivor has been flooding my TikTok of just like, oh, EXP farming and this. If you do this, oh, it's broken with like you could cheese all this stuff. And then the other side is, yo, the game like is the second highest like gigabytes download for a game. Like it's like 55 gigabytes to download.
It's like higher than Elden Ring, which is like, what the
That's
fuck? Like,
yeah, no, it's I want to say like the stat that I saw was like the second or third biggest download of a game, and I think number one is like I want to say it's like Call of Duty, Warzone.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know, but I mean World of Warcraft we thought was huge back in the day. That's because we had shit internet, so the download took forever. World of Warcraft is like, at least by the time Wrath of the Lich King came out, it was like 90 gigabytes. And it was like, yo, that's a fuck.
Well, that's because it was like, dude, my download speed is 500 megabytes. Like,
yeah, exactly,
like...
exactly. Yeah, it's like there were times, man, where I was inching on like 50 kilobytes for like 30 seconds, and then it would like jump up to like 50 megabytes and then drop down to like 100 kilobytes. So I'm like,
I do remember those friends that played WoW that were like, dude, I'm gonna have this downloaded in like a couple days, and it's gonna and it's like, what the fuck? Like,
dude,
not just inserting a disc and then like...
I remember those days of like going to school and you're like, yeah, I'm installing it right now, like I can't wait to play it like at midnight tonight. You're like, when did you start installing? I'm like, right when I woke up at like 7 a.m. Like, holy shit. And everybody's like, did you start downloading? Oh, dude, we're gonna be ahead of you because like we have a whole day. Yeah, I thought that was funny, and it is interesting because what you said about like game prices, like new release PS5 games are no longer like on Xbox One and PS4, brand new games $60. That was like kind of the standard
Now
with
they're
everything.
70. Yeah.
Now they're $70. Oh, but you want the deluxe edition, that's 80. But you want the deluxe with the season pass and all that, it's $120.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you've ever, I'm sure you've done this as gamers. We do this all the time, I'm sure, but when Assassin's Creed Valhalla was coming out, this was in like, I want to say November or December, to almost a year and a half ago. And I was like, oh, I'm definitely getting that. But I'm gonna wait. You know, I'm not gonna buy it right now. I'm not gonna pre-order it. You know, I'll buy it when it comes out, sure. And then I had that moment where I was sitting on the couch. I had an extra $120, and I was like, bro, pre-ordering the $120 bundle. I'm gonna have everything. I'm getting everything. I don't give a shit. So, and this happened with 2 games specifically. This happened with Valhalla, and it happened with Dragon Ball Kakarot, the open world game, which I love that game. But it happened with both of them where I pre-ordered the full bundle, paid the max amount of money that you could have for everything. I played it for about an hour, and then I didn't touch it for at least 5 or 6 months. I was just like, why did I do this? Why, if I wasn't gonna play it for like 5 or 6 months, I could have just gotten it then.
So that happened to me most recently with it's not as bad of a purchase, but it happened to me with Bloodborne. So Bloodborne was on the PlayStation Premium thing for free, and I was like, ah, sick, I get to play this game for free. And I tried to just buy the DLC on top of it, and it was like, you have to own the game in order to play the DLC. Yeah, it's so weird. And then I was like, okay, well, how much is the game? The game was $20, DLC was $20, and I was like, sure, fuck it, I'll spend $40 on a game that I should have played for free.
You could have just played for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, best $40.
Well, I'm glad it worked out for you.
I was like, Bloodborne's in my top 5 games now. Like, it's so much fun, man. It's fucking great.
Well, I don't know if you know about I'm sure you saw it, but the Collections series is, they're taking away all those games May 9th. But they act like the monthly free game, so you can just add it into your library, and then you will have them, even when the collection goes away. So I did that. I just went in, and I was like, just all the games that I would want to play, I'm just going to put them into my library. That way, when they go away on the 9th, at least I got them. I want to say...
Dang, then.
Well, no, they're all going. They're all not going to... Basically, how I look at the PlayStation Collection thing that's leaving on May 9th is, hey, you know how you get free games every month? Well, all these ones that you missed, you can install these. I don't know if those are previous monthly free games, but that's how they're acting, is that if you have the subscription, you can download it, or you can add it to your library, and then you have it, even when it's the next month. So there's like Fallout 4, there's Bloodborne, there's Last of Us Remastered, there's Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, which, I mean, I don't know if you're into Crash Bandicoot, but it's a very easy game to just put on, play a couple levels, and then turn it off. But also, Crash Bandicoot, I have a long history with, but I used to just jump in, be like, I'll just play a level, immediately die, and then close the game, and be like, alright, well, instant rage quit. But not as ragey. But there's a bunch of games. I went in there and I just added a bunch of games into my library just in case. Like Fallout 4, I'm sure I'll play that again, and I've never played it on PlayStation, so it'll be trophies that I've already gotten achievements equivalent to.
Okay, yeah, I just looked at the list. So I own Bloodborne. Detroit Become Human would be interesting.
I added that, yeah.
I have God of War. I have Ratchet and Clank. I definitely play The Last of Us again. If I haven't played any of the Uncharted, so
I download, or I added it just because, why not? But also the Uncharted, the like original, like the PS3 port Uncharted games are in the Classics catalog, so you could stream them. But if I can download it, I would much prefer to do that, because streaming, like I do that with like the PS3 Ratchet and Clank games. You can't download them, you just stream them, and it is fucking difficult when you're trying to run and move the camera and shoot, and all these things are flying at you, and the input response is off by half a second. It just throws everything off. I'm like, it's annoying. Also, Days Gone. That's like the open world. You ride the motorcycle around and there's zombies everywhere. I watched my old roommate play it. I was like, that seems cool. I don't know if I'll ever get around to playing it, but Detroit Become Human, I know that game and I've never played it, and you know, I like playing through those. Oh, and Until Dawn. But everybody who's ever had a PS4 should own Until Dawn. That was like a release title. So yeah. Welcome to the Anime Therapy Podcast, episode 23. It was the longest cold open ever.
Oh shit, was all that recorded? That's pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I'll probably just start doing that as our cold open, you know, just like as soon as we hop in, just because I can always cut stuff and remove stuff, and including this explanation. Yeah, but we do tend to say like the funniest things right in the beginning, and then just get right into anime. But yeah, speaking of which, so you sent me a list. Let me see here. You were like, things to talk about on the podcast, and for a moment I was like, oh wow, he's being progressive. He's being not progressive. You're being proactive. You're progressive and proactive.
I'm not in insurance.
Yeah. Where's Flo? You said Fate Zero, Tomo-chan is a girl, and new 2023 spring anime. So I could talk about all those things for sure. One of which I can't wait to talk about with you, because in our last episode we just talked about Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, and the Heaven's Feel movies for about an hour and 30 minutes, which was awesome. But now you have watched all of Fate Zero.
I have.
And you've also sent me messages in between, you know, throughout the week of being like this and that.
I have, yes.
So, to start it off, was I right in my assessment of who your favorite would be?
Who did you think my favorite would be again?
Well, I said that I know that you're gonna like Lancer, but by the end of it, Ryder's gonna be your favorite.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. He's the best, man.
He is just the best. Like, he's really well written.
Yeah. The drinks of the kings, like where they sit down and they drink together. Such a good scene. That was spearheaded by Ryder. He was like, I've come to drink. Let's drink. And then it ends with him being like, you shouldn't, to Saber, like, you shouldn't be considering yourself a king, because your ideals are completely wrong. Like, the things that you believe in are wrong. Like, can't believe you consider yourself a king. And Gilgamesh there is just like, well, I like you. I think I like your ideas. I think they're foolhardy, and I think it's funny. Basically, in layman's terms, he's like, I think it's funny that you think that stuff. So
when Gilgamesh is like the nice one, it's like, oh, okay, damn.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, just to kind of go through the series, I mean, the first episode compared to, like, you know, Unlimited Blade Works, man, it just gets, it hits you with the reality of the world very quickly, and like how dark and depressing it is. One of the things that I liked about Fate Zero as opposed to Fate Stay Night, both Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel, is I think that each master, uh, like master servant combo, had a really good reason to compete for the Grail,
Yeah.
which felt like interesting, and the dynamics of each pair uh, felt really, really good. I was
Yeah.
super happy about
Well,
that.
they were explored a lot more too, and it was like you first care about the master and then the servant, because you see the master summon the servant. Wearing Unlimited Blade Works, there's just a servant, and it's just like, oh, it's like the mystery of like, who are these people? So you don't really get to see the relationship developed from master to servant. Where in Fate Zero, that's the basis of it. Is these are the masters, here are their servants, and then here's how they're going about it. Here's their motivation and their relationships and all that.
Yeah, so at first, so there's Kosuka and Archer, right? There's Kotomine and Assassin. There's Waver and Rider. There's Kiritsugu and Saber. Ayumi and Berserker. And then that Mage guy and Lancer. And then who am I missing? Oh, the
Ryonosuke and Caster.
Yeah, Ryonosuke and Caster.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The murder couple.
Yeah. Archibald and Lancer, by the way. Yeah.
Archibald,
Yeah, fuck Archibald. But
yeah, that guy sucks.
yeah. Dude, what I'm just gonna say it. I don't care that you hurt your elbow. No, I was just gonna say it. He's a dick. Total dick. Like, the pompous ass. Like, he just, the first instance that you have of him, he's just shutting Waver down. And Waver's just like, this fucking guy, all pissed off walking away. He's like,
This guy sounds like somebody who would legitimately say the white people are the superior race. Like,
yeah, oh, absolutely.
Like,
blonde hair, blue eye. Yeah.
And Waver was getting all excited in the class, and he's like, "You're wrong. You're stupid."
Yeah.
And
Yeah, go Waver for stealing that shit. He's like, fuck this guy. Like, this guy's a dick. I'm just gonna take his shit.
Yeah, I mean, so they get introduced to everybody. The scene where, oh man, Ryonosuke gets Caster, and Caster like lets the little boy go, and then there's like the hope, and then he's devoured by the...
Oh god, that was the scene that made me go, oh shit, this show is actually insane.
Yeah.
Because again, I'll reiterate, Fate Zero was the first Fate thing that I ever watched, so I watched that before anything else. So I was just like, what is this? This seems cool. And again, I love tournament style anything, so this kind of show, and historical legends and myths and stuff, like, yeah. But yeah, he's like, go on, there's the door, and he's like, oh god. Just,
Yeah, when Caster's like, when hope turns to despair, it's like that's the best like moment to consume of fear.
Yeah, the flavor of
like,
terror, he says. He's like, that is the best flavor of terror. I'm just like, oh
damn, bro, chill. Like, we're trying to compete for the Grail, not like,
not Ryonosuke. Ryonosuke doesn't give a shit.
Right.
He's just like, I just want to keep killing children. Oh my god.
Women and
so
children,
So when you said Joan of Arc and I laughed last time,
I get it
now you know why. Yeah. He was like, my Joan. Yeah, it's so creepy.
Very consumed with believing that Saber was Joan of Arc, but and then there's the first confrontation in Fuyuki City, where it's originally just Saber and Lancer at first. Then Rider shows up, and then Archer shows up, and then Berserker shows up. And Assassin's there the whole time.
He's been there the whole time. Yep. The only one not there was Caster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Archibald's like, I don't care about your honor of a fight. Stop playing with her. Help Berserker kill Saber. And he's like, oh, like you done fucked up, master.
Yeah, point number 1 to Archibald being a little bitch. I guess point number 2.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, Lancer was really fucking cool just because I did like the balance of having another honor-bound servant to match Saber, especially for what happens to Lancer later. And that fight was really cool first because I was like, I wonder how, because Kayumi adds like the extra circles to the summoning ritual, and it's like, oh, I wonder what that's gonna do to his servant, and you know, Berserker's just fucking insane. Like legit insane, and it's like, okay, that's cool. The fact that he can use anything as a weapon is sick. I mean, hell, he becomes a fucking jet.
Yeah, he becomes a straight up jet. He just turns it. He's just. Oh, okay. This is mecha anime now. Awesome. Yeah, his noble phantasm is to turn anything he touches into a noble phantasm. That he uses, and Fate Zero is just like, you thought one noble phantasm was cool. How about more than one? All of them, you know, 2. Lancer's got 2, you know, and Archer just has all of them. I like that Fate Zero. Just real quick, Fate Zero just is so much more about the fight for the Holy Grail than Unlimited Blade Works was. Unlimited Blade Works was the story of this guy trying to court 3 different girls, so they had to split it up into 3 different series, you know. Where Fate Zero is just like, no, this is a fight for the Holy Grail. We're talking tactics, we're talking characters knowing where other characters are, planning on fights, having honor, you know, being like, here's a truce. It just that's the shit that I like, is tournament arc, the show.
Yeah. But see, it has so much more depth to it than just like a standard tournament arc. It's not like A fights B, then C fights D, then, you know, A fights C. Like, there's
and then A, B, C, and D are all in the same place at the same time in the first fucking encounter.
And then all of a sudden E shows up, and then A through D decide to fight E, and it's like, oh god, what's going on here?
Oh.
Dude, also, the like, then there's the whole, what's it? There's the attack that happens within Kiritsugu's mansion, or I guess it's the Einsburn mansion, where so what's happening there? Kiritsugu is fighting Archibald, and
Saber gets baited out by Castor.
By Castor.
And
with all the
and
kids,
Lancer shows up. Yeah.
Oh, and then
Kotomine shows up.
And he like basically just one shots Kiritsugu's side bitch. I forget her name. And
same. His side bitch.
Dude, I mean, that's true, right? Come on. But yeah.
I guess you don't have to love a side bitch, but if you do, then yeah, who knows? Anyways, yeah. So Kotomine.
He has a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kotomine is there, and he's, you know, evil, which is great. And then
you get to see him in all of his glory in Fate Zero, which makes me so happy. Because like in Fate Stay Night, he was just such a background character.
In Unlimited Blade Works, he was. In Heaven's Field, he wasn't.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But yeah, in Zero, he's a bad boy.
He's got his fucking Wolverine blades that he just throws.
Right. Those magic bullets are broken. That Kiritsugu has. So
Well, he only had 66 of them to start.
Yeah. Yeah, only 66, you know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know the timeline, but like when those were made, he was definitely a lot younger.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, using one on Archibald, it's like, all right, we'll take this. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, fuck that guy.
Yeah. So you know what I mean about how when I said the things that are super dark about Heaven's Feel and the things that are super dark about Fate Zero are two different kinds of dark. Like Fate Zero is so much more of a psychological like strain with the way that Kiritsugu navigates the whole tournament, where he's like, I'll wait for you to start the topic of the specific episode, but the way that he is just like, okay, well, everybody's gonna believe that Saber is the Einsburn chick's servant, so I can just work in the background and just take people out and, you know, do whatever I need to. And then Kotomine also setting the Mato dude up, who, by the way, just throwing it out there because I always have to, Liam O'Brien voices Mato, so just saying, fucking awesome in English. Yeah, the way that he says
is it? Oh god, I had his
Kirei?
name in my head.
Is it Kirei Mato?
Like Kirami or something? Kiram? Or Karia?
Oh, Karia Mato. Yeah.
Yeah, Karia.
Yeah. Yeah, the way that he sets him up. That was damn. And he's sitting there and he's like imagining going back and saving Sakura, and Sakura's just like, so we get to go back to mommy and sister? And he's just like, wait, mom. Oh. No. And then it immediately cuts to him being in the bugs and the reality of like what he's done.
Sakura's like, I don't care. Like,
yeah.
You're a fool for opposing grandfather.
Yep, exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
Like,
yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only Karya had used his fucking words, and actually explained what he was trying to do, probably could have aligned with Tosaka at some point, and wouldn't have gotten into any, you know,
shenanigans.
Yeah.
Oh, those little shenanigans.
This is why we express ourselves, kids.
Yeah.
And
words are powerful.
So it's on our mind. Speaking of words are powerful, I will say I did like the little Rin episode after the mage duel. It was pretty cute. You know,
little filler episode, but yeah.
Yeah, I definitely filler for sure. But saving your friends, you know, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Being as how if you know the story, you know that Rin is the main girl later on, so like you kind of have to have an episode all about her because you know in the timeline of these stories coming out, it's like we know who she is, so you kind of have to have that.
And then I think we have afterwards my two favorite episodes, which is the discussing the Grail, which is the King's discussion. And that episode, dude, the writing there is just phenomenal, I think. And you know, getting to see writers, Noble Phantasm is fucking sick as well. Where it's just like, my Noble Phantasm is my allies. And I was like, damn, bro. And he's like, each of them is a Noble Phantasm in and of themselves. And I was like, fuck, man. The king, you know, Alexander the Great believes that each and every single one of his subjects is deserving of being a Noble Phantasm. That's awesome. And Assassin just gets rolled.
Yeah, he does. They're all like, "Ha, we're here to fuck you up," and Ryder's like, "No, guys, I got this. hold my beer, literally." Like,
I'm here to fuck you up.
Yeah. Oh, you come to me to get fucked up. Yeah.
A very Dio moment from him.
Oh, absolutely. I love. It's so Dio. I do love that Gilgamesh is like, the Holy Grail is mine. I own everything. That is mine. And Ryder is like, that's funny. Well, then can I have it? You know? Like, he immediately acknowledges, or it's either acknowledge or completely disregards what he just said. But also kind of just goes along with it, where he's like, oh, well, I mean, if it is yours, well, then I want it. Can I have it? You know? And he's like, if you feel like you earn it and like you can take it from me, then sure, I guess you can have it. And he's like, all right, sounds great. Where everybody else is like, it's not yours. No, let me use logic. No. It's not yours, you selfish prick. Where Ryder's just like, oh, all right, cool. I'll fight for it.
He's just like, if those are the circumstances, I will.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know? And so that episode was really cool. And then the next episode, there's some other stuff in there, but the main thing that I like about this episode are the conversations between Kotomine and Archer, where Archer is basically just like Palpatining him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's like, you know, if a servant happens to not have a master anymore, and the Grail just so happens to choose, you know, you again, you could, hypothetically speaking, retain that servant for yourself.
Yeah.
And Kotomine is like, you know, thinking about all that stuff, and Archer uses like this very complex argument to show that it's like, you can enjoy yourself, so find your enjoyment.
Yeah.
And entertain me. Continue to entertain me with your enjoyment. And I was just like, wow, this dude is like hardcore manipulating him against his current master, which is just kind of insane. So
yeah, I mean, I thought when you said Palpatine him, I thought you were gonna go into the fact that he says, you don't know what you want, but I know what you want, and you're disagreeing with me when I say that I know what you want. So let me show you. I can give you the opportunity to find out what you really want. He's like, come to me, and I will show you that I'm right, and that the thing that you want is this. And then it's that same setting, but a little bit later, where they're talking again, and he says, so you have found joy. You found an interest in Kirei, Mato. Or not Kirei, we just said it. We keep saying Kirei, but the Mato dude. Wow, this is real great that we
wow, this is real great. It's because I keep it's like a weird
well, there's so many K's.
Karia. That's what it is.
There's so many names that start with K though. Kotomine, Kiritsugu, Kare.
Right, yeah.
Did I just say it wrong again? Kare?
No, Karia.
Karia, yes. Okay, so I did say it again immediately.
Yes.
Karia, right. Where he's like, so you have found interest in this person. There's something about this guy that you are interested in. And Kotomine is like, yeah, I can't explain it, but this person intrigues me. I'm gonna keep investigating it. And he's like, I like that. You do that. It's fun. I do want to say now that we're at those scenes. Last episode, you were talking about, you know, his hair is all down, and in Phase Zero, the first episode, his hair is all up. So I'm curious to see what's up with that. There's nothing. There's no payoff. He just styles his hair.
It just styles his hair. I was like, it's up when he's like, you know, into battle,
armored out,
but it's just down when he's just chilling. And I was like,
yeah,
oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, I thought that was so funny because you're like, I'm excited to see like how that changes, or like what's all that. I'm like, nothing. He styles it, you know. He's the king, man. He does whatever he wants.
Got that new hairdo.
Yeah. Yes, their relationship is really great. I do like that a lot. There's I guess 2 episodes that I did want to specifically talk about. One of which is Kiritsugu's backstory. The episode of his childhood and how he got to where he is now.
Before we talk that though,
A word from our sponsors.
let's talk.
Okay.
Let's talk. Let's talk some Cthulhu real quick.
Cthulhu.
So yeah, some Cthulhu. So the river battle, where Castor basically becomes Cthulhu.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, where are you going with this? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got, Archer making his own, like, basically Neon Genesis Evangelion airplane type thing.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
And then we got Berserker in a jet firing missiles at him. Fun stuff.
I will say, it's more like Final Fantasy Kingdom Hearts, where it's like it's a ship.
Oh sure. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll say that.
Or like that episode in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX where he fights the Pharaoh from the past as a Shadow Rider, and he's just on his own shit. Just throwing that out there. It's also kind of
okay, sure.
The phony Pharaoh.
Bailey's got a tick where if he doesn't mention Yu-Gi-Oh! Per episode, then,
I have to mention one of 3 shows every episode: Yu-Gi-Oh!, Naruto, or World God Only Knows. And I've done all 3 just now. So.
Yeah, there we go.
Moving on.
You get to see Excalibur for the first time, which is fucking awesome. Yes. Love that shit. And then before you go into Kiritsugu's backstory, is when the whole Lancer stuff happens. And boy, oh boy, don't hate the player, hate the game, but
for sure,
man,
yeah.
Kiritsugu absolutely fucked Archibald up.
Question: is the Lancer class cursed?
I think so.
Because with that Lancer taking place before the Unlimited Blade Works, he curses everybody.
Right. Yeah.
So I think legitimately that he did curse it. Yeah. Because in Unlimited Blade Works, he was forced to kill himself.
Right.
So, and I don't know original Stay Night, but again, makes me want to watch it because I'm like, I just gotta know everything. That fight. That's why when you were like, I love the Lancer class when you were watching Unlimited Blade Works, I'm like, oh, just wait till you get to Zero, because he just cannot catch a break. I love that he releases the curse on Saber's wrist to unleash Excalibur against Castor, but then when they go to fight, she's like, well, you had hit me in our fight, so I'm not going to use that hand. It just doesn't seem noble.
Yeah, this speech is insane. I fucking like.
Oh, you can quote it
from this. Yeah, I got it
Give
right
it.
here.
Yeah.
So it is. You want to win. You want to win so desperately. You desire the Grail so desperately. You have crushed my sole remaining wish. And you, referring to Saber, you feel no shame at all. I will never forgive you. I will never forgive you for this. Inhuman monsters who have ruined the honor of a knight. Let my blood taint your dreams. Let the Grail be cursed. Let the wish it grants bring disaster. And when you fall into the pits of hell, remember the rage of Diarmund. And
Yeah.
It's like, holy hell, man.
And his
First
eyes
off,
are all bloodied over.
Yeah, it's like his eyes are bloodied, his pupils are like yellow.
Yeah, raging. Yeah.
Mhm.
Which now that we've seen that and we've talked about it, that's what makes the Lancer fight with Saber in Unlimited Blade Works so much cooler, but also so much more tragic, because she remembers the last time she was here, which was with Kiritsugu, and she remembers that interaction with Lancer. So her fight with the new Lancer in Unlimited Blade Works just makes it so much more like devastating that they didn't even get to finish their fight, that he was then killed away from her, right? Yeah. Yo, it's a magical contract, can't even break it, like I it's impossible due to magic. I cannot hurt you, but she can. Get fucked, dude. Oh my god.
Dude, Kiritsugu's a bad motherfucker for that one.
Yeah, and the events leading up to that, with him getting fucked up by the magic bullet, his wife taking the seals from him forcibly,
Yeah,
and then you just see her standing there, and then slash, her arm just cut off, and she falls, and that the side chick or whatever is just like, I'm gonna take this hand, and also bat 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 bat.
Yep.
1,000 tapped her just like over and over and over again. I don't even know how she was alive at that point. Did she just purposely shoot her a bunch not in vital areas?
Well, I don't think she just takes her hand. I don't think she shoots her. She kidnaps her, and then remember, he's sitting in the chair watching this fight, and Kiritsugu is there, and he like points to the wife, and he's like, Shh. And then gives him the contract, because she's still alive at that point.
But it shows her after that shooting her on the ground.
No. So what happens is the Archibald gets her back, and it's like holding her like in the chair, and then they both get shot in the chair.
Yeah, I know, but when he cuts off her arm and she falls on the ground, there's a scene of the side chick literally shooting her on the ground.
I don't.
But if you see her sitting on his lap, you see holes in her. So she must have just shot her in non-vital areas, to keep her alive. Or some magic shit, if you can't explain it, it's magic, they're just both there, and he's like, lights his cigarette. You're right, I can't hurt you. Lights his cigarette. But that doesn't mean, and then, oh, rough. Right, and like forces him to, that's the whole thing though, is that he does all that just to force Archibald to force Lancer to kill himself.
Right.
And then once he does, it's like, cool, you're dead.
And then Archibald's like, kill me, like, because he's in so much pain, and then Kiritsugu's like, Saber, kill him.
No, Saber just does it. He doesn't even say anything. Saber just walks up and just does it. Because he can't. He can't tell her to do it. That goes against the contract.
I thought he said something, but maybe I was wrong.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite scenes in the whole Fate series. So, like, I've seen it more than just watching the show fully. That's why I was like, he shoots, like, that's why I knew that stuff, but it's also, like, that and the second to last episode are probably the two, like, best episodes. One for the shit that goes down with the Lancer, Kiritsugu, and I think it's also in that same episode where he sets Karya up. I don't know if Karya actually makes it there in that same episode, but he sets Karya up. He's like, go to him, he's there,
So I just looked at the shooting scene again because I wanted to see. She shoots her hand. So that's what she's shooting. Because she's destroying the command seals.
Gotcha.
I think that's the point.
Okay.
To that.
But I thought she cut off her hand so the command seals were still intact so they can be transferred back to Archibald. But I get, no, yeah, because they can, I don't know, it's weird how the command seals could just move back and forth, because Archibald tells the Overseer, he's like, well, technically Lancer is the one that took out Castor, so give me the command seal, but that's at the time that she still had command seals on her hand. So I think you're right, she destroys the command seals. They were just two sets, both for Lancer. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, But still, an awesome scene because it just shows her pointing the gun down, just pat pat.
Right.
Which is awesome. So yeah, that Lancer scene, that quote, just, oh my god. I remember seeing that for the first time in Japanese and being like, yo, Japanese voice actors go fucking hard. I hadn't seen anything like that. So then there's the Kiritsugu. Am I going too fast for you?
No, you got it.
Okay.
That's right after. Yeah, R.I.P. What's her name?
As Death.
Yeah. Yeah, as Death, but also
Mommy.
Kiritsugu's childhood friend.
Yeah. Marley.
Marley.
Or Marnie or something. Mari.
Like, cause he calls him Carrie, I think. Right?
Carrie, yeah. Because they can't pronounce his Japanese name. Shirley. Sorry, Shirley.
Shirley. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. You know, explains the background. Loved both of those episodes. Where it was like, you know, first episode is him kind of formulating his hero complex because of what had happened to Shirley.
Yep.
And then the second episode is seeing how extreme Kiritsugu is taking his hero complex. Where it's like he wants to be a hero so bad and save so many other people, a very utilitarian approach to heroism, where he will blow up his own master
to save everybody.
Yeah,
because she's bringing
ghouls,
like basically a zombie horde to land, but it's only confined into a plane now, but once it lands, it's gonna reach everybody. And he's just talking to her the whole time. She's like, can you just chat with me while we do this, because I just want to talk while we do this. And he's talking to her the whole time, and he's setting up the van, he's setting up the bazooka, he's setting up the boat. Yeah, dude,
that was so sad, because I think she did understand like who Kiritsugu is, and I think she knew she wasn't getting off that plane.
Yeah, she was talking like she was going to figure it out once she landed, but you see in the final moment when she's getting blown up that she smiles and yeah, she's like, this is the right move, you know, despite me not wanting to actually die.
Right.
Yeah, that was right. And then he just stands there and he just fucking screams. It's so heavy. I thought you were gonna tap into a thing right there real quick, but it's something that I wanted to mention. The second to last episode, because we're getting close to the end of the show here. The second to last episode is Kotomine versus Kiritsugu, which
and the Batman cave
in the Dark Knight fucking basement. 100%. I remember seeing that for the first time. I'm like, wait a minute, and then like the TikToks of like me enjoying this, and then wait, and then it's like this and that the same. That fight just solidified how good Ufotable was to me, because it wasn't even spectacularly colorful and bright and explosive, but it was just choreographed so well.
Also, I understand why Shiro has the regenerative abilities now, because of the Excalibur hilt. Took that from Irie, so.
Yep.
You know,
and he's still,
R.I.P. to her, like, several times.
It was at a point where she was already dead, but she's just like, I can't move.
Dude, she was getting strangled by every fucking main character out there. I was like, jeez. You know? That's
why you said they should change the show to Fate Strangled. I didn't know why you said that, but I was like, oh wait, and then Karia just like strangling Tosaka's mom. Yeah.
Dude, if you think about how many people get strangled in that series, like, it's a lot.
They put Itachi to shame. The Itachi Sasuke to shame. Yeah. Like, oh, you thought Itachi strangling Sasuke was bad?
Full grip, like.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you know, relax.
Oh. Yeah. R.I.P. And then Ilya just having to grow up without her mom anymore. But they even say that he's Kiritsugu's, like, in the beginning when they're leaving her, he's like, I'll probably be back soon, but your mom, and then she cuts him off, being like, I know, she's gonna go a lot farther, she's gonna go away for longer. And I was like, oh shit. Yeah. And then Kiritsugu just doesn't come back. He's fucked.
Well, because he can't come back, because the
Right.
Ice Burns walled them off. Which I think that the Grail showing him the flaws in his logic was
That was
so fucking well done.
That's what I was gonna mention, because that's also in the second to last episode, when the floor breaks and the Holy Grail like drowns both of them. That was what I was gonna mention when you were talking about the flashback episode. I thought you were gonna mention it. I was like, wait, because I literally paused it because I was at my girlfriend's place at the time and she was eating food at the table and I was watching it, and I literally paused it and I was like, this is insane. Like, it's so fucked that, and I remember it so clearly, it's asking him, there's two boats, they both have holes, and
one has 300, one has 200.
One has 300, one has 200 people on it, and you only have time to fix one. Well, which do you choose? And he says, obviously the one with 300 people on it. And they say, well, what if the boat with 200 people take you captive?
Yeah.
And force you to fix their boat instead? What do you do? And he says, well, I kill them all. And it shows like in flashes.
Well, he doesn't say that.
He doesn't say it. Yeah. But like,
then it like shows him, and it's like, oh, look. And
that's what he would do.
And then the thing's like, okay, now take those 300 people, and now they're on two different boats. One has 200, one has 100.
Yeah.
Same fucking problem, right?
But now,
yeah.
But now you have ultimately killed more people than you've saved. You killed 300 instead of 2.
And the thing about that is you can continue that logic, right? You can continue to have that stuff. So you can go 200 to like, what is it? They did like a 2/3 split. So
well, yeah, 60. You do a 60-40 every single time.
60, 140. Yeah. And then you continue down that train of logic, and eventually you're left with like 2 people. And it's like,
if mathematically you can. Yeah. I don't know if you can end up with 2 people in that scenario.
Yeah, because it was consistently if it's like a 60-40 split, then I guess you would end up with 3 people, because the last possible thing would be 3 people on one boat, 2 people on another boat, 2 people hold you captive, you kill them, boom, you have 3 left.
And then you do 2 and 1. Right.
You do 2 and 1, yeah.
So yeah, but 1 and 1, then that's a 50-50. So yeah.
Right.
Which is so, because then they throw him into the Einsburn mansion with his wife and his child and the side bitch, right? And it's like, out of these 3 people, you can only say, and he doesn't even hesitate, he just kills her, the side bitch, right? And I was like, oh wow, okay. And it's showing him like happily with his family after making that decision, or his family happy to see him, right? He's not actually happy, but because he just fucking killed her. But then it shows that, and he still, for some reason, killed both of them. And that was like, is that it was hard to understand why it showed him killing both of them after he chose the one out of the 2. If he was just going to end up killing all 3 of them anyways.
I think it was because it was a projection of the Grail, and he knew it wasn't real, and I think that was just Kiritsugu
being
fed up and venting frustrations of what the Grail had shown him. But also he needed to accept like who he was as a person, because that's literally who he had become. And so the conclusion to these visions is he has to use all of his remaining command seals to make Saber destroy the Holy Grail. Which, she's like, what the hell? Like, I don't want to do that on the first one. And he's like, no, you're going to do it. And she does it.
And then she has that inner monologue. I mean, we're completely skipping over her fight with Berserker, which ended up...
Oh, sure. AKA Lancelot.
AKA Lancelot. But that fight didn't really matter to me, at least not in the sense that like, oh, this is very important to talk about. The only important part is that Ryder's words sink into her even more after that fight with Lancelot. It's not even really that fight that matters. It's the fact that she's thinking, wow, Ryder was right. I didn't lead these people, you know? Or I led them, I didn't save them. That was the thing, was that, like, sure, as a king you can lead them, but are you saving your people at all? You're not helping them defend themselves or others. You're just leading them and protecting them from doing anything to protect themselves. So the fact that right then, she has that inner monologue, she's like, you can know a stranger through 3 commands, but I couldn't learn the people closest to me that I'd known forever. I was just like, God damn, that's good writing. That is good writing right there.
Also, before the conclusion, we of course have to talk about the final battle between Ryder and Archer.
The final valley, if you will, you know.
Yeah, the final. Except Sasuke absolutely sticks Naruto.
Yeah. Except Gilgamesh is Naruto because of the blonde hair. Yeah. Same thing that you just said, but yeah, just because of the blonde hair comparison. Yeah, that.
I mean.
So you said you cried?
Yeah, dude. Of course I cried. Like, that stuff was so sad because Ryder knew what he was getting into. Like, he knew it was a done deal. And you know, just wanted Waver to live at that point. So he was like, will you become my retainer? And it's like, yep, as your king, I order you to live.
Yeah.
And
so there's a whole lot of meaning in that. I don't know if you caught that, but I also thought real quick, it was cool that he had the dopest, strongest servant, with the exception of Gilgamesh. He had the strongest servant to the point where he never had to use a command seal. He used all 3 at once to tell him, win the grail, follow your dreams, and, you know, don't die, basically. Don't lose. And he just used it all at once. So he's like, now I'm not your master anymore. So you can now do what you need to do. And a weakling. That conversation that they kept having throughout the show of him being super strong and Waver being a weakling, like,
you would have been better off with a different master.
Yeah, like it all came together at the very end with those 3 command seals. And I don't know if you saw or like read into it very much, but it was the fact that he wasn't allowed to disobey his command seals, and the commands that Waver gave to Ryder, even though Ryder was gonna lose, he kept the command going by making Waver his retainer to spread his word, to spread his belief, to spread his dream. So it continued. So he didn't technically fail his command because Waver now has to basically follow it through of his own command that he gave Ryder. Yeah. Because he told Ryder through command seal, you're not allowed to lose and you have to achieve your dream. So he then moves his dream onto Waver knowing that he's going to lose, so his dream can be fulfilled.
Continue.
Yeah.
Did not put that together, but that's very cool.
Yeah. That I put together this last time I watched it. I was like, oh shit, because I was listening to the words, because that this time I wasn't crying. The first time I was like, oh, I don't want this to happen. Not really paying attention to what's being said. But this time I was like, I know what's gonna happen. Just take it in. Yeah. Go Ryder. Go Alexander the Great. Iskandar.
Hey, he made Gilgamesh use his strongest weapon in his arsenal, so, you know, there's
I fucking hate that in anime, dude. I hate that in anime where it's like, this guy's so strong, it's like, well, respect to you, I had to go 100% to beat you. You still beat him, bro. You couldn't, like, shut the fuck up. You still beat him. Like the whole Beerus thing, it's like, well, you know, I only use 20% of my power. It's like, get fucked, dude. Like you still beat him. Like you don't need to throw that in there. Like it's ridiculous. I hate that.
I mean, in the aftermath, I did appreciate that. You know, Archer didn't kill Waver, obviously, because he respects the whole, you know, King's Command type stuff.
Yeah, he respected
like,
Ryder. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
That
Ryder, so that's good stuff.
That's the best development for Archer, is that he, like, being the pompous, you know, I own everything, mongrels, you know, say mongrel over and over and over and over again. It ends with him actually respecting Ryder, and that's why I love that King's speech, or the drink between kings episode, because that's where it starts. Is the respect starts there, and then it gets fulfilled at the end.
Yeah.
Ryder could have beaten anybody else, dude. He could have beaten anybody else. Maybe not Saber, because Saber could Excalibur in the reality marble, maybe, but that still would have been sick to see, you know. Which actually she did, didn't she? The reality, she did Excalibur when he dropped Castor, and it ended up hitting his chariot. That's why, like, at the end he only had one bull.
Yep.
And he was like, I don't know if I could beat that, you know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, it's crazy. And then the worst part about Fate Zero is that Shiro shows up at the end.
At the very end,
like,
yeah. Then you're like,
man.
then you're reminded, like, oh god, yeah.
You had to find him, Kiritsugu. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I know that's great for you, and you know you're smiling, you're crying, and you know. But like, come on, man.
Yeah, Kiritsugu is like, destroy the Holy Grail. It's what's best. Turns out, blows up an entire fucking city.
Yeah.
And he's like, actually, wasn't the best. You just killed a bunch of innocent people. That's why he was so.
And he's like, but I've saved humanity again.
Yeah.
But, oh god.
Yeah, that's why he was so torn. But I guess quick question, and then we'll end the Fate Zero conversation with another question. But the first question is, how do you feel about what you did know of Kiritsugu via what Kotomine told Shiro and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, only talking about him a little bit and showing him as this, you know, this father that, you know, yada yada, and then and now in Fate Zero you find out, like,
well, in Fate Stay Night, obviously Shiro has his perception of Kiritsugu, and then Kotomine shares a very jaded perception of Kiritsugu, because he obviously has his personal opinion of Kiritsugu. So I didn't really have too much of an impression on what his character was when I watched Fate Stay Night, but after watching Fate Zero, I mean, his character is super complex. His backstory definitely makes sense as to who he is as a person, and I just like the Grail being the one to basically logic bomb him into being like, you're not a savior, you're just a mass murderer. Like,
yeah, you know, give him the reality check. Yeah. So. I think that is one of the things that I couldn't mention before, but I'll mention now, is that's one of the things that I liked about watching Fate Zero first, was you know who Kiritsugu is, and then you watch Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, and you're watching this whole time being like, Shiro, you have no idea, like, what your father did before he found you, you know, and you look up to him as a hero, you know. That I'm glad that I saw that, because it just makes Unlimited Blade Works for the first time feel so different, because you know that Shiro has this ideology, this ideal inspiration from his father who saved him to be a hero, but he has no idea. And that's why I liked Heaven's Feel, was because Kotomine goes into more explanation about, because in Unlimited Blade Works he only mentions it a little bit, but in Heaven's Feel he straight up is like, you know, your father did this and that, and then Saber is like, we need to talk about Kiritsugu. And that's when I was like,
yeah.
okay.
I mean, I definitely liked Fate Zero more than I liked Unlimited Blade Works.
That was gonna be my final question, was
which,
how do you rank the three?
It's Fate Zero, Heaven's Feel, Unlimited Blade Works. But we're talking about, like, I think I put both seasons of Fate Zero out of 10. I put 2 of the Heaven's Feel movies out of 9, 1 of them out of 10, and then I put Fate Unlimited Blade Works out of 9. And it's like, okay, so we're basically comparing a 10 to a 9.5 to a 9.
Yeah.
And saying the 9 is the worst out of all of them makes, like, numerical sense, but you're still talking about, like...
We've come full circle to last episode when I was like, when we were talking about this, when it's like, it just because it's not as good as the other ones, it's still a 9. You know, it's still good. I'm glad to hear you say that, because Fate Zero being in my top 10 and Unlimited Blade Works not being in my top 10, that's exactly what I mean. Is like, it is good, but Fate Zero just is the better anime. It progresses in a way, it tells the story in a way that's so easy to watch and follow, and yet is still complex and has more to it than surface. Or Unlimited Blade Works is... here's the story, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Heaven's Feel, I think, was the most surprising for me out of the 3, just because, like, of the stuff that happened in it and how different it was from Unlimited Blade Works after watching it. But all of them were great. The last thing I'll say about Fate Zero, which, you know, Stone Cold Kotomine coming in clutch, given the dagger that he used to kill Red's dad to her at the funeral, like, god damn, bro, chill. Like,
he has no heart. He's got no heart.
Which that was explained.
Right.
In Fate Zero, which is cool.
how he was still alive, and how Gilgamesh is how he is, you know, the human. Yeah, because I kind of forgot that, because I was like, oh wait, no, he legit killed Kotomine. How is he still alive? And then it showed that. I was like, oh, that's right. It was, again, I'm not gonna say there's a shipping, but, you know, Archer and Kotomine, I mean, they're kind of best buds.
Archer was naked, so, you know.
Archer was naked. That is.
He laid all to bear.
Yeah. Also, Fate Zero, way less fan service, way less moments. You know, like moments of like, you know, questionable. There was none of that. It was just like
very sus.
yeah. Well, I will say, I guess, still on the Fate conversation, but I'll just say real quick, Fate Apocrypha. Joan of Arc is in it. She is, like, basically, like, when you look at I guess, the Holy Grail War, she's the overseer, but the overseer isn't some random priest dude. The overseer is an actual historical figure, heroic spirit, which is Joan of Arc.
Okay, cool.
And Saber is not in Apocrypha, but the heroic spirit of King Arthur's child is Saber. On one of the teams. It's 2 teams. It's red team versus blue team, and they each have 7 mages and 7 servants. And that's the fight over the Holy Grail. And this takes place after the events of Unlimited Blade Works, years down the line. So the child of King Arthur is the Saber on, I want to say, red team. And there's a character on red team. There's an extra class. It's called Ruler. So you have your 7 classes, and then you have a ruler, which is basically the leader of each team, the team leader. One of which, for Team Red, their name is Shiro Kotomine. And it's not the secret love child between Shiro, Kiritsugu, or Shiro, Emiya, and Kotomine. Yeah. But it is explained in the show who that person is, but I just thought that was funny. It's like straight up Shiro Kotomine. It's like, maybe Heaven's Feel ended in a way that we didn't understand. They both went into the Grail. Shiro goes into the Grail, and Kotomine just like crawls his way through into it, and then they merge. I don't know. Cool characters in Apocrypha, but I wouldn't say that it's a must-watch, and it's very loosely tied to the Emiya arc of the Fate series. That I would say the Emiya arc, because Kiritsugu Emiya and Shiro Emiya. But cool servants. That's where Astolfo is from, best boy, who is also, I guess, the biggest trap. One of the biggest traps when it comes to anime. Very much a Felix. Yeah. I'll probably watch Apocrypha, but I don't think I'll finish it. But I would rather watch Original Stay Night just so I can see if Lancer fucking kills himself again. I just want to know.
Jeez, yeah.
I just want to see how that plays out, and then, well, we have a bit of a buffer since we had a cold open that I'll edit around a little bit, because we're only an hour and 15 compared to our last episode, which was an hour and 45.
All right, let's save Tomo-chan then, and let's talk
new anime.
Here, I'll give. So, all right, so we just talked Fate Zero. Right.
Yeah.
And
if you're still here, we're gonna talk about not Fate.
Yeah. No more Fate.
Yeah.
Ever. No.
Yeah. Ever.
We're done. No, but we haven't talked about new anime in a minute. Spring 2023 anime season is upon us. We can talk about what shows we're watching, give brief synopsis.
I'll tell you what I've been watching. Fate.
Just a whole bunch of Fate.
Once I was done with Fate Zero, I was like, I'm gonna take a break from anime for a moment. But Heaven's Feel, not Heaven's Feel, Hell's Paradise.
Hell's Paradise, yeah.
Yeah, Hell's Paradise. I watched the first episode. I will continue to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I'm gonna watch it all. I'll catch up on it. That will definitely be a conversation piece in the future. What else? I know you're watching the gynecologist that got reincarnated as an idol baby.
Oshinoko. Yes.
That's what it translates to, actually. I looked up the Japanese to English translation.
It doesn't. Yeah, that show is so good. Definitely recommend for people. Well, we could talk about some mid shows too. Demon Slayer new season is out.
Super mid. Yeah, Dr. Stone season 3, not doing shit.
Konosuba, all about Megumin, you know.
Oh, I gotta watch that. I haven't watched it yet, but yo, dude, like, real quick, Konosuba, Megumin, the only viable option. She's the fucking best. I don't care about Darkness in that sense. She's fun to look at, but Megumin, just best girl. Also, Mashal is out.
Dude, Mashal is so funny, man. That great.
It's so good. It's so good. This is what I've been waiting for.
It was like Harry Potter combined.
Oh, it's Black Clover meets Harry Potter meets One Punch Man.
Okay, there you go.
But also, very much Harry Potter. The fucking school is a wizard school, and their cloaks are literally black cloaks with different little colors on them to signify where they stand in the school.
Yeah, that headmaster is ripped Dumbledore for sure. Like,
oh,
just
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Dude, the very beginning of I'm guessing you watched the first episode.
Yeah, there's also a Malfoy character in there as well.
There's
I'm
Malfoy.
like,
Yeah, dude. It's,
oh my god.
it's Harry Potter with Black Clover and One Punch Man, basically. That first episode, I mean, I just love the, like, he goes to open the door and he breaks it off, right, on accident. And he's like, just fixes it real quick. But he's like, I have a wand.
He breaks it again.
Yeah, he breaks it again. But he's like, he's trying to do it. But, yeah. And the guys come in and they're like, you know, this is a magic dude. He's got no mark. Like all this shit, like berating his grandpa or whatever.
Yeah, they're like, wait, that's illegal.
Yeah, that's illegal. Yeah, and so he's like, what magic he can't do any magic. He just takes the wand, he just throws it so hard that it's just like slices the side of his face, and he's like, yeah. Oh god. Yeah, Mashal is gonna turn out to be easily a mainstream anime. I can see it from a mile away. It's gonna be like a One Punch Man or a Demon Slayer for sure. People are gonna be like, yo, you should watch Mashal. It's so good. Fucking celebrities that don't watch anime are gonna be like, my new favorite anime is just Mashal, and then they're gonna give a shitty description of it. Except Megan Thee Stallion, I'm pretty sure it was on Hot Ones. She described her favorite anime as Black Clover, and I was like, yo, girl right there.
That's
love
based.
her.
That's based for sure.
I think based is a negative connotation, is it not? I don't understand based.
No. Based is good. I'm pretty sure.
Then why do I see clips of Cosmo, like being a total misogynist, and then it goes based Cosmo? Is that people like supporting it? Supporting the misogyny?
Well, let's see.
Like
two
Timmy,
boomers look up Urban Dictionary. Right.
Millennials look up what based means.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like Timmy Turner.
Yeah, a word used when you agree with something. Yeah.
Oh,
or you want to
okay.
recognize someone for being themselves, i.e., courageous and unique, or not caring what others think.
Oh, okay. You know, this slang shit, the Riz, whatever, all this shit. Bro, I'm already 60 years old.
Riz is very straightforward, so I get
yeah,
the Riz. Yeah.
Riz rhymes with jizz, and you know, it's all about dudes wanting to jizz on girls, I guess.
I had to explain bussin' to Lauren. I was like, this is very straightforward.
You had to explain to the girl that while you're playing League of Legends will come and dab on you what bussin' meant. She should have been on top of that shit. I do love the edits of like boomers and like grandparents like using bussin'. I think it's very funny. It just because it doesn't sound right. But yeah, like the clip that I'm referring to is like Timmy Turner wishes to be a girl. And he's like, you know what I think? And Cosmo's like, who cares what you think? You're a girl now. And then it's just based Cosmo. I'm just like, what the fuck? That's so wrong.
Get canceled for that.
Yeah, Cosmo canceled.
So, a couple other anime. I'll go into the stuff that I'm probably only going to watch. But maybe you'll watch it as well.
Yuri is my job.
Tony Kawa, Over the Moon for You. Season 2 is out. I really like that. Ancient Magus Bride.
Yep, season 2 is out. Yep.
New season for that. Don't know if you've been.
I watched a bit of the first season, and Amanda is watching the second season right now. I'm not watching it, but I watched a bit of the first season. There
is a new anime called Skip and Loafer, which is really good.
I haven't heard of that.
It's more my style of anime, so.
Well, I recommend you check out a new anime. I think there's only like 4 or 5 episodes out right now. It's called Yuri is My Job. It's about a girl who gets a job with all these other girls in not a maid cafe, but it's like an academy cafe where it's like they play the role of students as they serve these people, like kind of like a maid cafe.
Oh, is that the lesbian one?
Yeah, that's what Yuri is. It's girl.
That's what Yuri. Okay.
Yeah. It is the lesbian one. Yes, but
okay.
Everybody thinks it's the lesbian one, especially since it's called Yuri is My Job. But it's not that lesbian, however you say it. It's not that gay, I guess. It's not. That's just what I should say. It's not as like straightforward like that. It's like I said, it's about a girl who gets a job at a place where they are academy students, and it's all girls, but it's like a maid cafe, and it's about that. And I will say not the main girl, but the counterpart to her. Woo! Purple hair, tall, biggest bazungas out of everybody. I mean, come on. But it's also not as fan servicey as I would hope.
I'll have to check it out then.
It is very funny. I'll just give you the quick synopsis of the main character. She is very cute, and everybody sees that she's very cute, so she plays up the act that she's a cute, sweet little girl. And in her inner monologue, she's like, yes, I'll keep this up and marry a rich husband so I have to do nothing. Like, that's her whole motivation, is that if I can keep up this facade of being a cute, sweet girl, I can marry a rich guy. That's the very first episode.
Get that bag.
Yeah, manipulate those men.
Yeah, do it. But just a few others to go through them.
Sure.
Right Here King Season 2 is out.
It started?
Yeah.
I did not know this. Oh shit! I knew that it was coming out. I just didn't know it was out already. All right. Shit.
Yeah, there's 3 episodes out right now.
Jeez.
So.
Sorry, Hell's Paradise. I'm gonna watch Ranking of Kings.
My guy Boji, he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
He's not gonna lose to Anya this year. No, sir.
No.
Sir.
God, what a disappointment. Anyways,
I
continue.
know, man. Man, saying some fucking isekai reincarnation stuff is so funny sometimes. I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. So it's pretty mid, and it's definitely power fantasy, but it's not vengeful power fantasy, which is what I hate. I hate it when it's like, I've been bullied and now I have all this power and I'm gonna kill everybody.
Right,
you know?
right.
And take advantage of women. It's like, oh, this is terrible. This guy is, becomes hot boy, still nice, but he's like, geez, why is everybody so nice to me now? Like, it's because you're hot.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. The beauty standards are really being pulled through. There's that. Have you checked out the one with it's like my boyfriend is like gamer level 9, or it's like
my love story with Yamato-kun at level 999.
Yeah. It's the girl gamer. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I like that. It's pretty cutesy so far.
Smartphone Isekai Season 2. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. I'm not watching it, but it's out there.
It is out there. It's
I love how you messaged me later, you're like, I thought you were memeing. I didn't know that it was real. I was like, yeah, dude. I don't meme about that shit.
Dude, who wanted Smartphone Season 2? Apparently people wanted it before No Game No Life, so
oh god, yeah. And then I messaged you, I was like, I'm mad now. I just woken up too, so like I didn't know how to respond to that in a way that didn't come off as like I'm being mean to you. So I was just like, I'm mad.
That's fine. Insomniacs After School.
Never heard of
interesting.
it.
Pretty interesting anime on High Dive.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
So, yeah.
I've heard High Dive's UI is terrible.
The app is, yes. But if you watch on your computer, it's fine.
Okay.
From what I
yeah, go ahead.
And then,
I was gonna throw out a question, but go ahead.
Oh, you're gonna throw out a question? All right. Well,
it's kind of related. No, go ahead. Just go ahead.
I can give you the sussy anime this year or this
season. Season 2 of Uncle from Another World. Let's fucking go.
Wait, is that seriously out?
Yeah. It's on Netflix.
I was
season
about
2.
Watching Uncle from Another World soon.
Yes, season 2 started. Yeah, it's out.
Oh hell yeah. No, there's an anime called My Life as Inukai-san's Dog.
Yes, I am very well aware of this one. Listen, I love me some movies and fan service. that's towing a line that I just am gonna avoid. Like, I've seen some clips
Towing
from
the
it.
line. It's over the line.
Yeah. No, it's towing the line away from me. It's like, get that shit out of here. Like,
oh, okay, sure, all right.
It's leaving me. It's going away from me. Yeah. I've seen some clips from it, you know, and this chick just wants to fuck her dog, dude. That's really what it is.
So weird, man.
She just wants to fuck her dog, and her friends are like, "No, wait, me first." And it's like, yo, get some new friends and get a plushie, dude. Like, what the hell?
It's weird, bro. This anime's weird.
Yeah, bro, it's weird. We know.
It's just fucking weird. I will say, you know, obviously there's some stinkers.
Wait,
right?
don't preface it with "I will say." What?
No, I'm gonna say it. All right. There are some stinkers, but I think that there are a lot of good anime this season. From from the couple episodes that I've seen so far, but it's getting to the point where there's like
too much.
I feel like there's at least 15 anime series that I could seriously sit down and watch.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, there's a lot of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I want to do my usual wait until the end when it's all out and then watch it? Or am I gonna watch it weekly and then be impatient, you know? I'm watching a lot of this stuff weekly now just because I want to keep up with it. But you know,
I will say
in-depth discussion later.
Well, I will say we could easily transition this arc of ours, which is the podcast. We could transition it into, well, watch weekly animes and talk about them. That way we get a lot of topics done, and like we don't, you know, it's not like a specific episode where like if people don't care about Fate, they're not gonna watch that whole episode, right? But if we cover like a bunch of things, and then I can easily clip like sections of like specific animes that are like, oh, they're popping off, like throw this clip out there where we talk about how Hell's Paradise.
Heaven's Feel, Hell's Paradise, you know, like
yeah, it's driving me nuts. Yeah, I mean, we could easily do that. I should be keeping up with anime. As someone who is very into anime, I should be watching these weeklies. But I want to ask you, I have not the question I was going to ask originally, but you brought it up. Do you think spring 2023 anime is going to be or is already better than winter? Winter 2022 because winter 2022 comes into this year.
Yes, I think spring is already better than winter.
Interesting. You know what came out winter 2022? Chainsaw Man.
No, that's considered fall 2022.
It would have been in the awards. It would have been in the 2022 awards. That's why it wasn't in it, was because it's winter.
On Mal, it's considered fall 2022.
Well, when it started, yeah. What? Then why wasn't it in the 2022 awards then?
So that's why I say no. So spring is better than winter, but it's not better than fall. Because fall had the following: Chainsaw Man, Spy Family Part 2, Mob Psycho Part 3, Blue Lock, you said
Cyberpunk.
My Hero Academia Season 6, The Eminence in Shadow, Bleach, The Thousand Year Blood War, Bow to the Rock, fucking what else?
Ranking of Kings Core 2, right?
Maybe it's in continuing.
Or was Cyberpunk fall, or was that summer?
No, Cyberpunk was summer, I believe.
But that's the thing, is like, if Chainsaw Man and Spy Family Season 2 were in the same season, then why wasn't Chainsaw Man in anything for Crunchyroll Awards? Nothing. Because they didn't have kickback in intros. They had rumbling, they had all these other things, but they didn't have kickback.
That's why I was confused, because it was like, so the winter anime, because this is the thing I always have to remind myself with anime. Winter is the first season in the new year anime stuff.
Right.
So last season was winter 2023.
Right, because it goes
So-
into this year. Like it goes from last year into this year, and starts the year off. Where like winter 2022 was last January, like 2022 January, and 2021's December.
So like yes, the Crunchyroll Awards only had winter 2022, spring 2022, and summer 2022 anime.
Oh, it didn't even have fall.
No, because fall is where Chainsaw Man is.
Right.
So didn't have Chainsaw Man, didn't have Mob Psycho season 3, Blue Lock, no Bleach, no Bocchi the Rock.
Bocchi the Rock was nominated.
No,
That's how we found out about it.
was it?
Or oh wait. I'm thinking of Licorice Recoil. I'm sorry.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But season 2 Spy Family, or was it being nominated for
No,
season 1?
No, it's just the original one, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Glad that we cleared this up. Japan is just on a completely different side of the earth.
I'm with you. I don't understand why fall 2020. When I hear the 2022 Crunchyroll Anime Awards,
yeah,
it's all 2022.
Right.
Because next year, are they gonna do the same shit where it's like, okay, the 2023 Crunchyroll Anime Awards,
but it's gonna be 2022 fall. It's gonna start with 2022 fall, and then 2023 winter into our summer. Makes no sense.
Right, makes no sense. Or, and I hope this doesn't happen, but what if they snub fall 2022 entirely, and they really just reset it to 2023?
They won't, because Spy Family Part 2. They're not going to, because if they completely snub that, then they're getting rid of Blue Lock, they're getting rid of Spy Family Season 2, they're getting rid of Bocchi the Rock, which I can't say enough positive things about that fucking show, dude.
Right.
But then winter 2023, what was there then? If it wasn't Chainsaw Man.
So looking on my anime list, it was Vinland Saga season 2, Tomo-chan is a girl, the second season of Tokyo Revengers, second season of Misfit Demon Academy. You didn't know that came out?
No, I thought it just came out. Is it already done?
Yeah, I think it's already done.
Okay.
Second season of Nagatoro. Fourth season of Bungo Stray Dogs. What about continuing series? A bunch of other stuff.
One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece, Eminence in Shadow, My Hero season 6 continued. Oh, look at this, Uncle from Another World. There it is. Golden Kamui 4th season. I think that's still coming out now.
I think it's done.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's done.
The Way of the House Husband season 2 apparently came out.
That's such an easy watch, dude. Such an easy watch. Both seasons, you could watch it in a day. They're not even like full-length episodes.
Those are like 5-minute episodes, right? Like...
They're not full-length episodes. I think they're like close to like 12 minute long, but it's also not full motion animation. It's more picture animation. So you'll see like stilts, and then like the camera moves along the stilt to like show you more as they talk. But it's still wonderful.
I still have to watch that.
So my final question was gonna be, what has the worst UI when it comes to watching anime? Because let me throw them out there. We got Crunchyroll, we got Netflix, we got Hulu, we got High Dive, and we have Funimation.
We also have Amazon Prime for some of them.
Yeah, is Made in Abyss season 2 only on Prime? Because that would be the only anime I could think of. Because Vinland Saga season 1 was Amazon Prime, but season 2 is now Netflix.
So, the only reason I know about Amazon Prime is because I watched Grand Blue on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay. That's a series.
Yeah.
That's a series.
Dude, Grand Blue's so funny. dude. It's just that fucking dumb color.
Yeah, I mean, it's another one of those video game turn anime, like, companies, right? It's like Fate. Like, Grand Blue is a video game series, and they also have anime. Where I think Persona was just a game, but but it's very anime-like, and then they made a Persona 5 animation. But Grand Blue is unless Grand Blue and Grand Blue Fantasy are different.
No, you're thinking of Grand Blue Fantasy, which Grand Blue.
Are they not the same?
No, so Grand Blue is GRANBLUE, one word.
Oh, okay.
This is Grand Blue.
Fantasy.
This is about Grand Blue Dreaming.
Right.
Which is about a guy who goes out to college and lives at his uncle's dive shop. And it's about like the dive shop being like out, like all the guys there are like alcoholics. And...
Okay. I've seen clips of this. Yeah, Okay. So there's Grand Blue, one word, GRAN, and then there's Grand Blue, two words, which is this anime you're talking about, and then there's a video game franchise called Grand Blue Fantasy.
Yeah.
Which is a bunch of games, one of which I've played, which is Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which is Arc System Works, Marvel vs. Capcom Dragon Ball Fighters style fighting game. Okay, not confusing at all. Awesome. What a tangent. So,
hey, we figured out Fate. We can figure this out.
Yeah. Dude, don't even get me started. I'll pull up a list of everything Fate. It's insane. So Amazon Prime. As far as UI, I think it's a very easy. People like to shit on Hulu's UI. It's sometimes as good as Netflix, and sometimes it's just not good. But it's never as bad as Funimation's UI.
Yep.
Funimation's UI is fucking garbage. It's so bad, like, to navigate. It has the next episode thing, but if you're watching an anime, you can only go to that anime via looking up the anime. If you want to look at the other episodes of an anime you're currently watching, you can't just go to continue watching and then go to that. If you go to continue watching, you automatically start watching the episode. If you just try to go back one, like how Netflix, you just continue watching, you go back one, you go to its entire menu of this is the show, this is the episodes, the amount of season. Nope. If you're like, oh dude, I'm watching this great anime here, let me show you this first episode, you have to go fucking search for it and then go into it.
Funimation's is definitely the worst.
It's so bad.
The app is also bad too.
Yes.
I don't like that.
Arguably worse.
I would say definitely worse, because I've watched most of my Funimation stuff on the app, and it's just unbearable sometimes.
Yeah. The only way to get through it well is on the computer, and I never want to watch Funimation animes on the computer. I want to watch it on my TV. So I have to go through either the smart TV, Samsung Smart TV has a Funimation app. Doesn't have a Crunchyroll app, but it has a Funimation app. Horrible. You go into a console to go into Funimation, just as bad. Computer, I'm sure it's fine. Try to use the phone, I don't know. Haven't used the phone for Funimation.
Yeah. Oh, phone is bad as well. And I've only experienced High Dive through the computer, which it operated fine. But I was like, I'll look on my tablet and see, if the High Dive app is good. It has 2 stars, and all of the reviews are like, don't even try it. Like, just watch it on your computer. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. I'll take your word for it.
But I can't speak to it, but the people have spoken. So.
Okay, yeah, the people have spoken. Yeah. All right. Well, I think this is a good place to wrap up. Fate Zero, 10 out of 10. Awesome. Love to hear it. You know what else is a 10 out of 10? The world God only knows. Let's just fucking say.
Oh, he said it. He finally said it.
It's a 10 out of 10. I mean, come on. Dude, that show hit me so, It's not even that I got super emotional. It's that I still think about how much I loved watching it, and I still think about it all the time. And I'm like, if I could go back and rewatch it for the first time and never seeing it, I would love to do that. That's
Dude, my guy. I think on my anime list I gave it like a 8 or a 9. I forget what I gave it, but
So you didn't give it a 10? All right, I see how it is.
I didn't give it a 10. It's such a great show, though. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. So no recommendations this week. We're just gonna catch up on weekly animes. We'll have your segment of watching the shows that I'm not watching. And we'll have the segment where we both talk about what we were both watching. And I'm not going to be watching anything that you're not watching.
I would say...
Except maybe Yuri is my job, but you should probably check that out.
I think next week we should talk about Tomo-chan is a Girl. Because that's now in my top 5 rom-com animes. And I have a lot to say about it. Such a fun show. Such a fun show.
It's good. I love how, finally we've gotten to the point where Sonic the Hedgehog Knuckles fan fiction has come to an anime. Because Tomo is straight up a humanized Knuckles. Like a human form Knuckles, and I'm all for it.
It's going to a 9.
It's you got the Knuckles, but yeah, I'm very attracted to Tomo because of the sharp red hair and the fucking attitude and the tooth.
The shark tooth.
Yeah, love it. That's a trope that I love in anime, and I will stick to that. I won't ever accept lolly stuff. It's just not going to happen. So. Oshinoko, I think, right? Oshinoko. I don't know. I've heard that it's very lolly approved, I would say.
I would disagree with that. I felt the show is pretty mature. I mean, there's that one scene where he's like, oh, I'm her kid, like I shouldn't suck her tit, I'm just gonna drink from the bottle, and the other girl's like, I was a girl before, so
it's fine.
Here's mommy milkers,
I thought it was more so like the idol herself, because like he say he's like, man, I'd love to marry her when she turns 16, so she's under 16 at that time.
No, she is 16. At that
but
point.
under at the time that he says that, and then by the time he dies,
no, she's 16 when she says that, which is why his assistant is like, so you are a lolicon.
Okay. And that's probably what I'm hearing about, and then it's probably not, like, because I don't even know what she looks like. I don't know what any of the characters look like, so I was just assuming the idol is a lolicon or a lolly type.
There's a part of the story, so she's 16, but then she ages as the story progresses.
As the show goes on, I would assume so, yeah. She doesn't just have a 9-month, she doesn't go 9 months of having twins and then just stay 16.
No, unfortunately that's not how idols work, even though...
that's not how idols work. Not even but just idols.
That's not how time...
It's like you could... Like, you could immediately turn 16, have children, right, 9 months later, and then you're still 16, but, like, let's be honest, you're not, oh, I'm 16 now, get pregnant, that's not how it should go. If MTV's Teen Mom has shown me anything, people are fucked up, do anything for money. I'm one of them, I'll do anything for money. Alright, yeah, so that's it, that's the podcast. Anime. I'm starting to lose it, dude. I can't.
Anime Therapy Podcast, episode 23.
Thank
Jordan.
Is Michael Jordan number 23?
Yes, he is.
I don't know this shit. I'm so illiterate when it comes to sports. But if it's anime, I'm all for it. Haikyuu, Blue Lock, looking at you. Awesome. Right. Well, we are out of here. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and we'll be back with some on topic, not 10-year-old anime for once.
We're gonna talk about Demon Slayer for 2 hours.
Yeah, let's do it. Awesome. Yo, that bat scene though. Oh.